Stockport County were up and down the second and third divisions for 66 years, and it was as early as 2010 that they were applying their trade in League One. 2 years later, they were relegated out of the Football League for the first time in their 130-year history. But it was the season of 2013-14 which became the most calamitous year yet, as they were relegated to the National League North, meaning Stockport County had now gone from the second tier of English football to the sixth in just 11 years, forcing them to become a part-time club. But it wasn't just the problems off the pitch that caused one of the most astonishing downfalls in English football. The Stockport County supporters just owned 98% of the club from 2005 to 2009. But in 2008 they took out a loan. They couldn't pay this loan back, which inevitably forced them into administration. And their third takeover in just 8 years eased their financial worries, but this time the supporters were not in charge. So how has this club gone from beating Manchester City in the Championship back in 2002 to playing in the National League North just 11 years later, and stayed mid-table ever since? The problems off the pitch started back in 2003 when the then owner Brian Elwood sold the club to Sale Sharks. This then meant that County no longer owned Esley Park, which they still don't own to this day. But when John Keegan took over as director in 2015, he released a document titled Moving Forward. This ensured that County would eventually get back to the Football League, back to full-time, and once again own their own home.
Moving Forward document isn't just about what happens on the pitch, it's not just about success in terms of league position, it's more really about making the club stable and sustainable again going forward. So a lot of the references in that document are to do with having a football club that can wash its own face.
Stockport County's journey down the leagues has been one of the most tragic and shocking collapses English football has ever seen. Poor performances on the pitch at a time finances and logistics off the pitch were at an all-time low ultimately led County to where they are now. The board have stated their intent of being back at a full-time club and back in the Football League by 2020, but it seems until the money comes back in, the club will remain far away from where it intends.